Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, A.D. Hobbs, and this is my review on 50 Shades of Grey. And I sincerely hope this one works properly, because I made 2 attempts to do a 50 Shades of Grey video and both of them went wrong. Only a small part of them were put on YouTube. Why this is, I don't know. I guess the YouTube thing was malfunctioning. So, third time lucky, I hope this one works. So I'm just trying to remember where I got up to. Oh yes, I was saying, do I like 50 Shades of Grey as a story? Well, I have mixed feelings about it, so I'll be honest. I liked it a bit, you know. In the movie, yes, there are good sex scenes. Yes, the whole audience went very silent when the sexy bits happened. Very tastefully done and everything. And there were lots of women in the audience when I saw the film in the cinema. Yes, I think there were only about 2 or 3 men, including myself. But the thing is, okay, good sex scenes, exploring depths of your sexuality, finding out what your limits are and all that stuff. I suppose that was interesting. It's just, I don't like the character of Christian Grey. I don't think he's a very nice person, you know. I can't understand what's so utterly irresistible about him, you know. And those creepy eyes he has. And not just in the sexy bits, throughout the film. He's like, he has these really weird eyes, you know. It's like, I'm a control freak. I get my way all the time. And you do anything I say. Do I make you feel uncomfortable? Seriously? That's utterly irresistible? That's a perfect role model? A real heartthrob of a man? What is this? Is it a joke? You know? So I just couldn't, you know, suspend my disbelief. I couldn't understand what's so utterly irresistible about him. But then maybe, in a way, that's kind of the point. The character of Anastasia Steele, she's a virgin, you know, so she doesn't know any better. She thinks this is normal. Or does she? I mean, there is a scene in the book and in the film when, what's he called, Jose, a good friend of hers, he tries his luck on her. You know, we're good friends, let's take it to the next level. We have a lot in common. And she turns him down. Because she prefers the creepy bloke. I mean, oh, come on, seriously? It's awful, you know. And also, the character of Christian Grey, he just will not open up to Anastasia. He openly says to her, I'm the dominant, you're the submissive. We only do sexual things together and nothing else. So they never go clubbing, never go for a romantic walk in the forest, or go bowling, or do any social activities, never meet any of your friends, anything like that. No, we just do sex and nothing more. Only sexual things. Now, that's all very fine, just doing sexual things with your lover. But after a while, it would get boring and tedious, you know. It's like, women are not sex objects, and men are not sex objects. You know, men do have other uses as well, you know. So it's a bit, you know, twisted. And Anastasia just say to him a number of times, well, when are you going to open up to me? Well, he tells her some deep emotional secrets about himself when she's asleep. That's not opening up to anyone, no. And then later on in the story, he flashes the cash. He takes her for a ride in a really expensive glider. That's not opening up to someone. Flashing the cash is not opening up to someone. Yes, he does draw attention to the fact that he's so rich all the time. And also, one of my friends who'd read the book said to me how Christian Grey, in the story, before he and Anastasia start dating, before they're an item, he suddenly appears out of nowhere at her workplace, you know, because he didn't find out by chance. He's been, like, stalking her. So isn't that creepy? Isn't stalking creepy? Well, apparently, if Christian Grey was very ugly and very poor, he'd be a creepy stalker. But because he's incredibly good looking and incredibly rich, it's okay. It's not creepy, it's charming and romantic. That's very twisted logic. So rules are different if you're good looking and rich. That's really bad. I mean, seriously, would Anastasia put up with his irritating antics if he wasn't incredibly rich? Or if he wasn't incredibly good looking? No, of course she wouldn't, no. She'd tell him to get lost. She's just so infatuated by this handsome man. I mean, should you put up with someone's irritating antics if they're good looking? Well, to a certain degree. It depends how irritating we're talking here, you know. I mean, there's only so much you can stand, you know. Me personally, no. When I'm looking for a lady friend, it's personality that counts. No, I wouldn't put up with a woman who was horrible if she was good looking, because quite frankly, if you're a horrible person, well, your good looks are not that impressive anymore. I'm sorry, you know. It's just, that's the way it works for me. And well, oh yeah, basically Christian Grey, he does say the reason why he he does it this way. He openly admits that he's had 15 other women like this, that he's the dominant, they're submissive, nothing emotional, just sex. It's because when he was an adolescent, an older woman treated him like that, treated him like a submissive. So that's the way he's been doing it for years ever since. Can't he adapt? Can't he change? Can't he open his mind? No, he can't. He's very narrow-minded, very set in his ways. But the thing is, in the story, in the book, and in the film, Anastasia thinks that deep down inside he's a nice guy and he'll open up, but she's past caring by the end of the film. I was past caring right at the beginning. You know, I'd given up on Christian Grey right from the start. I think he's a terrible person. But, and also, it gives these feelings in me saying, is 50 Shades of Grey a good story for women? Is it saying it's okay for a man to be sexist? Or is it saying this? Is it saying, in this day and age, it is wrong for a man to be a male chauvinist pig? Unless he's good looking. Oh yeah, if he's good looking, it's alright. Yeah, anything goes if he's good looking. No, it's not alright. It's not okay for anyone to be horrible if they're good looking. So, is this giving a good moral message for women? Well, I could think it like that, or I could think of it like this. 50 Shades of Grey is only a story, pure entertainment. So if you watch it and just don't take it seriously, take it light-hearted, then it's okay. Just don't take it seriously. It's okay for a good-looking man to be a bit of a dominant and a creep in a sexual fantasy, but it's not okay in real life. No. So yes, if a lady met a man like that in real life, she should steer clear. And oh yeah, something else in the book. The sex scenes, I was expecting the sex scenes to last about 30 minutes or 45 minutes, you know, just non-stop, relentless pleasure. There's a certain art to making a sexual experience last a really long time. Well, in the book, Christian Grey can make sex last for 5 minutes, sometimes as long as 8 minutes. I was like, what? That's rubbish! That's not amazing sexual experience, that's terrible! That's pitiful! What, so he just like shags Anastasia like an animal and then just discards her like a piece of rubbish? How is that a woman's fantasy? You know, I just... In other words, it's 50 Shades of Grey for me left a lot to be desired. You know, I thought I was expecting, you know, it was just very disgusting, emotionless sex. It was nothing pure about it, no depth to it. It was just very vulgar. But incredibly, this book was incredibly popular with women. I can't really figure it out, and something went funny with the lighting there. Anyway, so I think the best way I could sum up 50 Shades of Grey is not as good as 9.5 Weeks. 9.5 Weeks was a movie made in the 80s about a man who explores sexual depths of his girlfriend, but at the same time part of him wants to open up. And you can really feel that, really feel the connection between him and his girlfriend. I couldn't really feel that in 50 Shades of Grey. No, I just thought, he's a creepy man, you should never have anything to do with him, you know. He won't open up to her. And sometimes Christian Grey does the opposite. He's, you know, sometimes he won't open up to her, and sometimes he's too close for comfort. He's constantly monitoring her all the time with texts and emails and stuff. And in the book, there's a bit when Anastasia says, I'm going to see my mother. Only family members are to go to this, you know. Nobody, just once. I don't want you to appear out of nowhere like you always do. This is a private thing and I don't want you to be there. Family only. What does he do? He shows up out of nowhere, you know. And that's wanting someone a bit too much, you know. He's too close for comfort and it's very creepy. And it's weird like how the character of Christian Grey, he wants his way all the time. He's a complete control freak. He must have his way all the time. But he can't control his own personality. You know, he has terrible people skills. And, oh dear. In other words, 50 Shades of Grey, good for a bit of fun escapism, but not very good in real life. No, if this story happened in real life, it would be very controversial. So it's okay for escapism. And what's better, the book or the film? I'd say about the same really. A nice bit of escapist fiction, but I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, it's the personality that counts. Yeah, don't put up with someone's irritating antics if they're good looking. You know, the only way you're really going to connect is if you love someone for the personality. Okay, that's enough from me, and take care.